Madam Speaker, I am replying to parliamentary questions B298 and B300 together, as they both relate to the same subject matter, namely public sector debt. As regards borrowing from foreign as well as domestic sources, for period January 2015 to end of March 2018, I am tabling a statement providing the requested information. With regard to PQ B300, the issue will be dealt with in the forthcoming budget exercise, and it would not be appropriate to reveal budget measures at this stage.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Being given that two questions are being combined in one reply, Madam Speaker, I beg your indulgence for me to be able to be given enough time to canvass the two questions, if I may. Thank you. Now, can I ask the Honourable Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, whether, to confirm to the House, whether the amount of 500 million USD in hard currency, US dollar, borrowed from the Exim Bank of India by Mauritius and routed through the State Bank of Mauritius has been guaranteed by government, and to further ask whether this has been included in the national debt.
Well, only part repayment has been guaranteed by government.
Honorable Béranger, you had a question.
The Minister of Finance has not replied to the question. The question is whether that sum of 500 million US dollars, guaranteed by government, I understand, whether he can tell us if that is included in the figures which he says he is circulating.
I have just replied. I have said that through a special purpose vehicle, the monthly repayment of that special purpose vehicle is being guaranteed by government.
Yes.
I also ask the Minister of Finance whether the amount, whether the public debt figures which he is providing us with, whether the amount of borrowing by the National Property Fund concerning the AI saga, namely 6.4 billion from commercial banks and 3.5 billion from the Bank of Mauritius, whether these have been included in, these are included in the figures for public debt which is circulating.
Well, I have circulated the total amount, but I will certainly get the so I am informed with regard to the former question that there has been no disbursement with regard to the amount of 500 million USD from Exim Bank of India, and therefore the question of including in the stock of the public debt does not arise. But I will get the answer for this loan has been included under the public sector debt.
Madam Speaker, the public sector debt ratio stands at 63.5% of GDP, and this ratio has to be around 60% in 2020. Now, on one hand, government will be investing in public infrastructure massively, and I have in mind the airstrip in Rodrigues, which will cost billions of rupees. So my question to the Honourable Prime Minister is how does he reconcile this? On one hand, reducing the ratio, and on the other hand, investing in massive public infrastructure. Will he, for specific projects, come with SPVs, and therefore putting the burden of the debt on the SPV rather than the state taking the loan?
Well, Madam Speaker, this is how we call good and effective and efficient management of public finances. If we look at the figures, I must say, since December 2014, true it is that the public debt as a percentage of GDP has increased from 60.7% on the following year to 62.9% and 65%. But this is now on the decreasing trend. For the year June up to June 2017, it has decreased to 64.8%, and to March 2018, the provisional figure that I have been communicated is 62.9%. Of course, with the preparation of the next budget, and there is another budget that will come next year also, we are foreseeing that it will be on a decreasing trend so that we attain the 60% ceiling that we have imposed.
Well, thank you. Well, this is not what IMF believes. Can I refer the Honourable Prime Minister, therefore, to the country report of the IMF, the famous Article 4?
Of a question, please.
Can I ask the Honourable Prime Minister whether he is aware that IMF has said in its Article 4 report that indications are that under current policies, the debt target would be missed, and that a tight stance would then be required for Mauritius to meet its goal of improving infrastructure and promoting inclusive growth while preserving debt sustainability. Very worrisome statement, despite notwithstanding the amendment brought to the Public Debt Management Act from 50% to 60%. Can I ask the Honourable Prime Minister whether the government is working on this stance, and what is the timeline that he is looking at?
The IMF has pointed out that, in other words, we have to be careful on the debt issue, which I totally agree, because it is a fact that the more the debt increases, the more difficult it becomes if there is not proper investment so that we can get additional revenue in the future. But the Honourable Member, I don't know whether he also does not mention from the IMF report that they have commended us for the good management and for the good strategy that we have adopted in order to invest in infrastructural projects that will benefit the country for the future, and has commended us also for taking measures in order to reduce the percentage of debt to GDP. And I must point out also, and I will ask the Honourable Member, while he's also interested in reading the reports of the IMF, he should also read the report of Moody's, which has given us a very good rating and has commended us again for the management of financial affairs.
Honourable Boulay.
Madam Speaker, it stands to reason that public debt as it stands is not included in the total debt, because we know that the full nominal value,
Don't make a statement.
Yes, I'm coming. Is the Prime Minister aware that the full nominal value of public enterprises, okay, the public debt enterprises, are not included in public debt, and this goes against standards of fiscal and accounting. It's a violation of the standard of fiscal and accounting.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, neither the IMF, nor the World Bank, nor Moody's says we are violating whatever rules the Honourable Member is saying. He is the only one who is saying that the statistics that are being published are not reflective of the reality. So I don't know what is the methodology that the Honourable Member is using, but anyway, it is not the methodology that is being used by Statistics Mauritius, by the Ministry of Finance, by IMF, by World Bank, by Moody's. So maybe there's a new one which we will call it methodology of the Labour Party.
House question.
Yes, Madam Speaker. In relation to public sector debt, I'm referring to the accounts of the government of Mauritius as at 30th of June 2017. There are two substantial amounts which has been guaranteed by government. Firstly, the National Property Fund, 3.7 billion rupees, and secondly, Mo Bank, 3 billion rupees. May I ask the Honourable Prime Minister, what are the respective terms of repayment of these two material loans, as it doesn't appear in the answer that the Honourable Prime Minister just tabled? Thank you.
Yes, Madam Speaker, we will deal, in fact, we are dealing with these issues, and there is no time frame with regard to the reimbursement of these advances. So we will deal with them in due course.